we ever go live. All right. I want to welcome everyone to this week's edition of the Nerdcast, where we showcase the geeky, nerdy people, groups, and events that happen in and around the Edmonton area. The Northern Nerdcast is a proud member of the Alberta Podcast Network, powered by ATV. Please feel free to head on over to albertapodcastnetwork.com for a list of amazing Alberta-made podcasts. We would also like to encourage everyone out there that if you enjoy this episode, to share it with all your friends on social media. This way, we are able to help grow the community here in Edmonton and keep everyone up to date on the latest news and information regarding the geeky and nerdy people, groups, and events that happen in and around the city. Also, if you or someone you know would like to be featured on our show, please feel free to contact us over at northernnerdnetwork.com. Now, let's get on with the show. All right. Like I said, this is the Northern Nerdcast. We are at episode 141. Oh my goodness, we made it. This is it. I don't know how much more of a pinnacle.
We're in holy moly, I can't believe we're kind of in countdown mode to 150 episodes. How did that even happen?
I don't know. It sneaks up on me every time we do. And you know what? I'm like, yeah, we'll just roll through it.
Whatever, no big deal.
One
milestones.
500 will go through and it'll be a thing. All right. So I want to thank everyone out there who's been watching and following us on whatever you've been watching us on. And
we make this for you guys. So us making this many is it's your fault. We blame you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's truly all your guys' fault. But we also have the reason why I come back constantly is because I have none other than the most amazing, incredible, awesome co-hostess in the entire universe, galaxy. Which bigger? Galaxy, universe. Universe is the all.
Yeah, there are lots of galaxies in the universe.
I have a word that I'm trying to spit out, and it just wording's hard.
Dan thinks I'm awesome, and it makes me go, "Oh, shucks."
That's all we can. Yeah, words. All right. Also, tonight on the show we have Lindsay from the Gamers Den coming out tonight to join us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's so lovely to be here with you guys.
We're so excited that you're here with us tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about Gamers Den a little bit later on in the show. But first off, we'd like to get down to the core of everybody who's like the real reason behind everybody on our show, the soul, truly.
Spill your deepest and darkest nerdy secrets to us.
Yes.
So disappointed.
What is your geeky pride and joy? Lay it on us.
My geeky.
You did send me an awesome picture.
Yeah. So that's my latest project, and it is. I just fell in love with this model. It's from Age of Sigmar. It's a Warhammer terrain model, and it's this crazy moon, and it's just the mushrooms and the skeletons and the moon, and I just love it.
It's like you're saying moon and then moon because there's like a moon.
There's multiple moons
attached to a moon.
Yeah. So I had this lovely dream that the Grots would actually drag the moon around with them, but I was informed that it is actually a stationary piece of terrain. But I don't know, maybe I'll attach wheels to it or something. But I just coveted this stupid thing. I love it so much. I just coveted it, and I had to have it as soon as we got it in our store. And actually, in a really sweet romantic gesture, my husband bought it for me as a Valentine's Day gift. So that's how you know what true love is that.
Yes.
He'll buy you a moon.
Yeah, he bought me the moon.
Not just one moon, 2 moons.
Yeah, with crazy mushrooms, and it looks very psychedelic. And so I'm having quite a lot of fun. I put it together, and now I am learning how to paint with it. So I think the last time I painted a model was when I was a kid and painted model ships and stuff like that. So I am having so much fun just exercising my creative bone and painting this thing as I see fit.
Yes, one of my favorite things I've been really enjoying is I've been painting a lot of miniatures lately, and it is it's fun just to sit there.
Fun.
It's so relaxing. I was putting on like I don't know like some sort of sitcom or TV show, and I just sit there and paint and.
Is that all your Gloomhaven ones?
I did Gloomhaven, but this was for Nemesis when I was doing that one.
We're painting our Gloomhaven models as well, and they're looking pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love Gloomhaven. It's a lot of fun.
So good.
Oh yeah. Yes. So if you guys want to check out this awesome moon thing, it is on our Twitter page. It's one of the tweets that we put out earlier this week. So go and check that out. It's pretty
good to know. I'll be doing that after the show because I want to see it.
It's so cool. And I think I've even added more detail to the mushrooms since I sent that photo. And I'm just trying to make them all like multicolored. And it's going to be a like in proud display on our shelf at some point. But
nice.
So if you really want to see it, just go down to the store and see it in person is basically.
Yeah.
The pictures won't ever do it justice.
No.
You have to stop in and see it yourself.
That's right.
And the coolest thing is I got this like interference paint. And so it like reflects and refracts the light in interesting ways. And I did it over the eyes. So they look like almost like mother of pearl. Like it looks so cool.
Nice.
See, now that's something you definitely have to go down to the store see because you're not going to get that into a picture. There's no way. Awesome. Well, we are so excited to have you on the show. But I'm just going to talk to Chelsea here for a second. Chelsea.
Yeah.
It's been a couple weeks. How have you been?
It has been a couple weeks. Yeah, it's been all right. Plugging away, working a little bit. A couple of days on set. I was on a night shoot last week. Couple weeks ago, got to ride a Ferris wheel at like 4:00 in the morning. That was super fun. Yeah,
4:00 in the morning.
Yeah, night shoot overnight. Yeah. So
that's fun.
Yeah. How about you, Dan? How's your last couple of weeks been?
My last couple of weeks have been pretty good. We got to go see Shazam on the weekend there.
How was it? I mean, no spoilers.
Okay, so we're gonna go no spoilers because obviously this do on the show anyways. But I will say to the fine folks out there, don't bring your kids. It's a PG, so we're thinking, oh, PG. All the trailers, everything was very light and friendly and funny, and it does have all of that. But there's something else deep and dark and really disturbing in this movie that I don't really want to get into a whole lot, but the tone of this movie is very light and then very dark. And if you're not ready for that really dark moments, just be warned that if you do have like kids, maybe a little smaller, probably not the best. We're thinking, oh yeah, fighting.
So what you're saying is DC just couldn't help themselves.
Pretty much. It's like, and I thought, DC, this is their chance to make a nice light movie, and once again, if you look at the trailers, they all look pretty lighthearted.
Yeah, it looked like a genuine comedy, which was really exciting, but apparently not.
No, not well. Yes, it is, and not. Man, it is such a weird movie. It's a little bit tone deaf. I did enjoy it though. So, as a personal note, I really thought it was a great movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. The story is really good. It's a great action movie. It's does all the different tones very well. But yeah, just if you do have smaller kids,
not for kids,
beware that
I won't bring my kids.
Yeah, don't bring the little ones. Other than that, it's a fantastic movie. So definitely go check that out. Other than that, that's pretty much all I've been doing. I'm now. I've been prepping because I've got all the money put away. I'm gonna get a new VR headset, My new goal is to get a VR headset. I looked at the new Rift S that's coming out, and so I'm prepping to get that. So as I'm prepping to do that, I've been playing a lot more Elite Dangerous. I've been sinking my life back into that game. Spaceship simulator, going around, blowing things up, doing some core mines and all that fun stuff. trying to get a few extra dollars so I can get ready for the VR trip into that world. So that's all I've been up to.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how about you, Lindsay? What has your last couple of weeks been like?
My last couple, well, aside from craziness, but I'm still trying to finish Kingdom Hearts 3. That's kind of my side project. I'm very close, but I just need to.
You got to get
just finish her off. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to platinum it too, so we'll see. I need trophies. I need the trophies.
Anything worth doing is worth doing well.
Exactly. And but this last couple of weeks, we just mentioned Gloomhaven. We just started it, and it's so good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've done 3 sessions within the last week, and we're addicted, and we can't stop, and we'll probably be doing it later. Like, it's so good. We're almost level 2.
I need to get. I got to level up my character all the way and get rid of him and start another one already.
No, you know what? I'm so attached to my brute. Like, I just want to go in there and I want to smash, and I don't ever want to get rid of him. I just love him. So I'm a little distraught that I am going to have to leave him behind.
You got to retire him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not prepared for that level of emotional trauma to leave my brute behind.
It is. You get so invested in these characters, and people. If you are listening to this in your car, that is on us. Just so you know.
Background noise, sirens, emergencies happen.
Yeah, just so you know, that's ours. Yes, it is. That is. You start playing this game, and you put in all this effort in, and you start leveling them up, and you're like, man, I get all these cool abilities now I can do, and then it's like, oh, now I have to get rid of him.
Yeah, I've tried to make it as slow a process as possible. I've chosen a really hard, long personal quest, so I'm hoping to keep him with me as long as I can.
Yeah.
But just the gameplay is so fun, and I love how it's collaborative, but also there's that element of kind of surprise or randomness to it with the battle modifiers, and it's so well done. It's very fun. It
is a great game. All right, well, that is fantastic. But we are going to talk so much about Gamers Den, and we will do that right after this break.
That's right. I'm going to tell the lovely people some things. So, as part of the Alberta Podcast Network, we here at the powered by ATV, thank you. We here at the Northern Nerdcast like to give a shout out to some of the amazing affiliated podcasts that are affiliated through the Alberta Podcast Network, powered by ATV. One really cool one is the Overdue Fines podcast, presented by the Edmonton Public Library. Listeners and viewers of the show know that we here love the library. We think it's awesome. And this podcast is a great way to check out all kinds of different things about popular culture and learn about the really cool things that you can find at the Edmonton Public Library. The Overdue Fines podcast is hosted by Bryce Crittenden and Caroline Land. They discuss movies, music, books, and any sort of popular culture and media that you can think of, and possibly some that you've never thought of. And you'll also learn more about what you can find at the library. It comes out every 2 weeks, and you can find it at epl.ca/podcast.
Awesome. Yeah, Edmonton Public Library is fantastic.
Libraries in general are fantastic.
Just go to your library.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyways, so we got Lindsay here tonight from Gamers Den.
Yay!
So let's just start off by asking you, what is Gamers Den?
Well, we're a store.
Define
We're
your
a store. We are a place. So we are trying to put together this space. I've done a lot of research into it, and there's something called the third space. And so what this is like for an adult to feel connected, to feel belongingness, you really need three spaces in life. You need your home space, you need your workspace, and you also need a third space, which is where you go to find community and belonging. And that's what we're endeavoring to put in place at the Gamers Den. So it's just a really inviting place where you can come and you can hang out and you can play games. And we celebrate everything geeky. It doesn't matter what you're into. We just love geekiness of all types. And come and belong and hang out with us. And we do sell product and whatnot, but the main focus is really in that community building and just having this space for people to come and have that sense of belonging with.
Yeah, and I was looking like at all your stuff that you got going on there. That's exactly it, really. It's just a whole bunch of like geekiness and just come and be geeky, like space. Correct?
They're all good geeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, we love it. We have the table space, so we have like this really huge table space for anyone to come and play their tabletop war games. We have D&D groups. We have card games, like, we do your Magic the Gathering and whatnot, but we also do Final Fantasy and Vanguard and Weiss and, just whatever. We have board games, and then we have TV set up for people to come and play video games. So we've done Smash Bros. Tournaments, we have VR, we have PS4 VR, we have Mario Kart, we have Smash Bros. Like, we do it all, and we love it all.
That's amazing.
It makes me listening to you talk about it if you can't tell, it just makes me so happy.
So let's just talk a little bit about some of the stuff that you got going on. You said you got your tabletop games and stuff like that. What kind of games can people expect to be playing when they come over to your space?
Geez, we have so many. So we have we have a huge War Machine community. So they've run several tournaments out of our store, and they love coming back. And we have lots of tables set up for them. Star Trek Attack Wing. So they found a home with us. As well as we have Red Dragon Inn nights. We cater to the board games as well. We got organized play from Slugfest Games, so I have some sweet drink promo cards for Red Dragon Inn, and then we usually have people playing Magic at least 3 or 4 days a week, and Final Fantasy card game, and there's people coming and playing all the time. We had people come in from one of the group home foundations around the city to come in and bring their single dads who needed some connection to come in and play board games together. Like, we've just had so many unique groups come in, and come on down, and there's something going on, right?
So one of my favorite things about tabletop gaming and board games and the social group video games like Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, stuff like that, is the social aspect that they bring out of something that could potentially be a solitary thing or a limited social sphere thing. And so what sort of was the impetus for we're nerdy board gaming people, let's open a store around it? How did that, where did that transition come from?
You know what? It was kind of, well, for myself and my husband, it all started on a road trip back to Saskatchewan, because that's what you do when you're driving through the dead prairies.
You got a lot of
time. Yeah.
And it was like, this kind of place would be awesome. And I started working on a business plan. I put it on the shelf for a while. And then this is the most Canadian story ever, but over curling one night, we were chatting,
as you do.
As you do.
We were having a beer after curling, and
chatting between the ends.
And we were chatting with our curling buddies, and said, "Oh yeah, we were really thinking of opening up, like a game store, doing something really geeky like that." And he says, "Huh, I've been trying to do that for ages." So we kind of found that, he had the business expertise and we had the technical expertise. So we joined forces, and 2 months later we had a store. So it was very much whirlwind, very Canadian, but it just really centered around the fact that we wanted to create this space for people just to have this community and the love of just gaming and hanging out and meeting other people that also love gaming. Like, I just love talking to other people about what they're passionate about. And my skill set, I used to be a teacher, actually. I taught classroom and I taught adult ed for a long time. And so that idea of connecting and building a community either through the classroom or through Geeks just really, I don't know, it just led itself really well to this sort of thing. Like, there's nothing I love better and there's nothing my business partner loves better than just presiding over a room and running a tournament or, chatting about what's the best strategy for, this particular army in Warhammer or whatever, right? And we just love that, I don't know, that connection and that communication.
So can you talk a little bit about, so the idea crystallized, you found your business partner, you got things up and rolling. So now the process from first opening, how long you've been open, and how things have grown and the response that you've gotten, and maybe some things that have happened or initiatives that you've started that were even a surprise to you that just kind of came out of nowhere and now they're kind of a staple at the store.
Yeah, well, opening, it was really great, and it was so nice just to have people walk by and say, we saw you under construction. We drove past every day and wondered about the signs, and this place is great, and people love our Tetris ceiling, and they're always amazed at the actual space and room that we have, that you could walk past each other in our store. It's amazing. You don't have to scooch past 10 guys along the table. You can actually have an aisle to walk. And but as far as what's been surprising is some of these games that have kind of fallen off the radar as far as regular events held at other stores that are similar in Edmonton. Like, I think we're fairly unique, but there are some games that really have been forgotten a little, like that Star Trek Attack Wing, or even Final Fantasy trading card game, and some of the other smaller card games and board games out there. And we wanted to make a space for those again, because they have these dedicated people that are loving these games. So let's bring them together and let's try and grow their community just a little bit. So that's one of the biggest surprises for me, is like, I keep talking about Final Fantasy because that was one we kind of ordered it on a whim, and we have a dedicated group that comes 2 or 3 days a week, and we run tournaments for them, and they love our store and we love them. And it's huge for us, and we're one of the only stores in the city that really caters to that particular group. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm like super, because I've never actually heard of the Final Fantasy card game before. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's so cool. Well, the cards are they're more PVC, but they're really beautiful. They have all the characters from all the different games and all the different art styles. So all your favorite Final Fantasy artists have representation on these cards, and the gameplay is fairly fun. Like, it's interesting. It's close enough to Magic that if you played Magic, you'll be tripped up. Oh. It's just a little bit different, but it has some of the same mechanics as Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Vanguard, with card flipping and building up your characters and stuff like that. So it's an interesting game.
That's awesome, because I'm like, I've heard of Attack Wing, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, I've heard of all this, but yeah, Final Fantasy trading card game is a new one.
It is very lovely, and I love seeing all because I'm a big video gamer, so seeing all my favorite characters from those games on cards that I can have is very awesome.
So now that you guys have been open and up and running for a while and have built community and are always adding members, what does, because I got a glimpse at one of your weekly calendar, what does an average week look like for you guys now? What sort of regular things do you have on an ongoing basis, that like every Wednesday or every Saturday or every Monday night, what do you guys have going on a regular basis now?
Yeah. Okay. Monday night is Final Fantasy, so that's when my crew comes out for that, and we have lots of fun. Tuesday, we have a little bit of Infinity going on, so the Infinity tabletop war game, and that's really neat too because it's very sci-fi, but it's also like small unit combat. So if you're like, oh, I want to build like a 40 creature army from Warhammer, the Infinity is much like 5-6 man groups, and you can do a small unit combat like that. So that's quite neat. We also have Dungeons, Dragons, and Pathfinder running on opposite weeks on Tuesdays. Wednesdays, we have Warhammer. We have an Age of Sigmar slow grow league booting up right now. So people are coming in to learn to play Warhammer Age of Sigmar and kind of get their armies and get painting tips on miniatures and get some tutorials that way.
I was just going to ask, is that the board game with the miniatures, or do you also have the Warhammer card game?
We do have the Warhammer card game, role-playing game and card game as well, but this is the miniature game.
Cool.
Yeah. Wednesday, what do we do? That's Wednesday's Warhammer. And then we also do Modern for Magic, so we have some Magic going on that day as well. We're also doing, Wednesday's a busy day. We also do Blood Bowl on Wednesday. So this is like literal fantasy football, like if the football players were orcs. Or dwarves, or halflings.
Nice.
And yeah, so you can come and learn to play Blood Bowl and, kind of experience the realm of fantasy football, which is fantastic. And we have a teacher there for that. Thursday is more Magic, more card games, and we do retro gaming on Thursdays as well. So we give a little bit of discount on our TV rentals to come and play our classic Nintendo and Super Nintendo and PlayStation games. Friday we do Magic, of course. It's kind of the thing you do on Friday, and we run Commanders, which is a little bit unique as far as Edmonton gaming goes. And Saturdays we look at War Machine and Weiss Schwartz and Vanguard, and we tend to run a lot of our bigger tournaments on Saturdays as well. And Sundays we do Kings of War, which is another tabletop a tabletop war game that uses kind of any army that you would care to play. It's very open and has a little bit more looser rules that way. And then we have a kids group coming to learn to play Pokemon as well on Sundays. So that's how I get my teaching thing, and as I come and I teach the kids how to play Pokemon on Sundays.
That is an amazing roster you guys have going on.
It's so busy, but it's so much fun.
So, of all the things that you have in the store now, or have going on a regular basis, do you have, I guess we'll divide it up. So, video games and tabletop and board gaming. Do you have one of each that you have in the store right now that you're kind of like obsessed with and can't get enough of personally, that you just like, even after like being in the store all day long, you go home and that's what you're like, have a hankering to play?
Well, there's my painting project that I mentioned earlier, so that is still there. Like Red Dragon Inn, and like I love board games, especially like the really neat, inventive, cooperative board games. So even after playing board games at the store, I'm still game to go home or go to my friend's house and play some board games. And then, I don't know, I love video games too. So, and I'm a JRPG-er, so if I can get into Persona or, some of the older ones like Nocturne, like I love that series and that game developer, get into some horror games, like, it's just, I love it.
Wasn't there just a rumor that Persona was coming to the Switch?
Yes, Joker is coming to Smash Bros.
Oh, yeah.
I know. It's so funny. My family actually did a family cosplay of Persona 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I did my husband did the protagonist, and my son is blonde, and he did Ryuji, and then my daughter is small, so she did Morgana, who dressed her up as the cat. So it was fantastic. But yeah, and then I think I have heard some other rumors of Persona coming to the Switch, so that's exciting because we have the Switch at the store, and I will probably buy it for
I'm totally working right now.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is more research for.
Is that a business perk where if something comes out and you're like, ooh, that sounds cool, we'll buy it for the store and I'll test it out there first and see if I want to buy it for home.
Sometimes. I know my business partner, he did that with the Resident Evil board game. So we made sure that we had a store copy of that one.
That's awesome.
So is there anything, without like giving away spoilers, is there any initiatives or projects or new sort of weekly things that you guys are working on launching or putting out there, or sort of what are the next steps for the store in terms of how it wants to grow and more community building and that kind of stuff?
The next steps for us are looking to get more into some of the competitive circuits. So we're looking to step up our Magic Modern scene and try and get a little more competitive with that. We're also looking into becoming in official tournament stores for some of the regional qualifiers that are happening for some of our games. And I can't talk about too much because I don't know if we're going to be accepted, but that's quite exciting to me, is to be, we got it made, we're official, people are coming to us for these things. Just really developing some of that organized play a little bit more, because some of our leagues are still fairly casual.
Nice.
So let me just quickly ask you, just for your store and your place, what is the thing that you would say would kind of sort of separate you from all the other sort of board game place is in Edmonton? Like, what is the one thing that you say, you know what, we can do this better than everybody else?
I think the things that set us apart is the atmosphere of the store. So when you walk into our store, it's light and it's airy and it's open and it's friendly and people are smiling and laughing. And we really wanted to focus on having this really like calm, lovely surroundings and like well designed, and you feel comfortable to come in and sit and hang out. And I think that's something that we really did well. We took a lot of thought and care in how we painted the walls, how we did the ceiling, what furniture we put in, how we did our tables, the space around. So I think that's something that we hear a lot of feedback on as been a very positive thing, is just people coming and like, wow, the space, and just has this look of awe on their face. And I think that's really, really lovely. And the other thing is, I'm very good at organizing. Like, I taught high school. And I corralled a room of 30 17-year-olds. Mm-hmm. So I can run a tournament and I can run it smoothly. So I think that, and just like the level of organization and the care we put into developing our events really sets us apart from the crowd in Edmonton, because there are quite a few stores.
Yeah, that's just it, right? Like there's maybe a few places, but sometimes it's the nice, friendly, and inviting place that really wants to, like, that's the really where you kind of make your roots. And especially when you have tournaments and you have things where people are constantly gathering together just to play, games like Attack Wing or Magic the Gathering or whatever, right? People will just come in, they want to sit down, they want to be able to have a friendly and a good, well-organized tournament is huge. Because I've been to so many just horribly just random places. Sometimes it's just you show up, people don't really care what's going on, or they feel awkward about what's going on, and it's just sometimes it can be a mess. So it's always nice to hear people who are dedicated to making sure that things are running smoothly and well. Yeah,
we just really believe in like just having this really open and inclusive and friendly atmosphere. Like we have that energy where just anyone who comes into store, no matter who you are, you have a home with us and you have this place of welcome for us. So
yeah, talking a little bit more about that's been, I think, something that I've loved being a through line in this conversation, is really wanting to focus on creating that sense of welcoming and that sense of community and just a place to come and hang out and get some social time. Aside from your like regularly occurring events, what does like a typical operating day look like hours wise? And if can people just come in and pick something and play something random, even if it's not a regularly scheduled event? Can they come in and watch if they're curious and looking to learn how to play? All of that kind of stuff. Talk to me about that a little bit.
The short answer is yes. Absolutely. Our regular hours are, we usually, I think, 6 days of the week, Monday through Saturday, we open at 10. And our technical hours are closing at 9. But if people are there playing, Sean, who is my business partner, who works through the evenings, he's more than happy to extend the hours later so that people can finish their game and keep running their tournament and keep playing. And then Sunday, our hours are 11 to 5, so they're a little bit shorter. Actually, our Sunday hours are scheduled around our curling schedule because every bit of the partnership team curls on Sunday nights.
That's amazing.
So 3 of us are on the one team, and the other person's on the other team. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, well, businesses that curl together stay together.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. It's
a Canadian model. It's written into our code.
Our constitution.
Yeah. Every small town has to have an A&W, and every game store must curl. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very true.
As far as can you come in and play whatever? Yeah, absolutely. We have sample armies available. We have a shelf of board games that you can come and play. Of course, any of the video games are available with the TV rental. And come and play. And if you don't know how, we'll teach you. And if you need some stuff, we have samples that you can try out before buying. We have sample Magic decks, sample Pokemon decks, sample Yu-Gi-Oh decks, sample Transformers decks. We have everything. And we run lots of learn to play events, and we like to teach, and we like to share our passions. So we had one of our really successful groups has been a different art tabletop RPG called Big Eyes Small Mouth. And so, as you can probably tell by the name, it centers a little around that anime style, and it's a system that's really good to teach kids how to play D&D later on. So instead of D20s, it uses 2 D6s, and the math's a little bit simpler. So we have a kids group from 6 to 10 that meets about once a month to come and play Big Eyes Small Mouth. And I've had a few people ask, I've seen this game before and I really liked it, or my son's a little bit older than 10. Do you think he could come in and just watch or try it out and see if it would work for him? And yeah, absolutely. I love having those people come in and just kind of engage with them a little bit. And that's been really fun. And that one especially has drawn a lot of interest from people that want to come in and see this group of kids. And oh my God, are they bloodthirsty? Oh, I was like, my son's a part of the group, and it was terrifying. They were supposed to rescue a group of princes and princesses from capture by goblins, and they all died. All the princesses died. The prince they were supposed to rescue died. They just killed them all. They walked up to a dwarf who was looking for a rabbit to eat, and they just chopped off his head.
I know. I run games with my kids, and man, they want to kill everything.
Ruthless. A lot of them. So ruthless.
So they're delightful. But, I usually live tweet those because it is so hilarious to listen. And then this last session, my son, his character has a girlfriend. And of course, my son wants nothing to do with that. And one of the other kids in the group decided, well, I'm going to write love letters to this princess that's the girlfriend. So they had kind of a love letter off in the middle of this game in between killing to try and sway this princess. And my son's kind of I don't really want a girlfriend, but I guess I should fight for her. It's
My
delightful.
character really believes that he should fight for this girl, but I really don't. I have nothing to do with this person right now. But my character says he should.
So they're getting the idea of role play.
Man, that is one of my favorite things about introducing kids to like tabletop and RPGs and like watching and listening to them play. It's just like you literally never know what is going to happen. They will surprise you at every turn. And I know I've talked about it before on the show, but it always makes me think of, there was a story going around Facebook a while ago that popped up on my feed. A story of a dad teaching his 2 daughters to play D&D.
Oh.
And as GM, he had come up with this like super intricate, and how he had it in his mind, this like amazing battle scenario where their characters were supposed to meet this like wolf army in the woods, and it was supposed to be this like epic battle and tons of bloodshed, and his 2 daughters like conspiratorially were like, well, what if we tame them instead? And he was like,
I guess.
Okay, roll for it. And they rolled for it, and they tamed this wolf army, and now his 2 daughters' characters roll around the game, packing this like bloodthirsty wolf army that's completely loyal to them. And he's like, that did not go at all how I planned, but it's still kind of awesome.
Yeah, I think that's what our DM did after the first session, because I noticed the second one, there was a lot more battles.
That's amazing. All right, so where can people find all this gaming goodness on the web, local, where like
in person?
Yes. Where is this?
So our address, we are on the west side of Edmonton. So our address is 12728 127th Street. And so it's kind of, if you come north off the Yellowhead, we're kind of right there. But you have to turn past our store and go around the back to get to our parking lot. There is parking in the back, and we do have a back door that you are more than welcome to use to come in, to walk around through the dirt and come in our front door. Just come through the back. Our phone number is 780-760-GAME, G-A-M-E, which is awesome. Our website is www.gamersden.ca, and you can find us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram at GamersDenYEG. I also have a Snapchat account, but I need more tutorials from 13-year-olds because I'm not quite there yet.
Where could, like, if you guys got all these tournaments and things like that as well going on, where's the best place to find out what tournaments are going on at any given time?
On our website, we do have an events calendar that is updated pretty much weekly with all of our events. The other place that I regularly post our events is on Facebook. I do a weekly event updater, and then I create Facebook events for the specific tournaments that we're holding.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right. Well, we are going to take a quick little break, and then we will come back. We're going to talk a bit about some of the events that are happening around the city of Edmonton, and we'll be right back. All right. So this edition of the Northern Nerdcast is brought to you by the Alberta Podcast Network. That's powered by ATB. And if you guys go on over to our website, albertapodcastnetwork.com, this is where you're going to find just a ton of amazing Alberta-made podcasts. And there's one podcast where I'm just going to point you to right now. And the reason why I'm going to point it to you is because the one thing that is going on in Alberta is the elections. Elections are happening. That's right. Go out and vote. And one thing you can do is go and check out the Dave Berta podcast. Dave Cornier and Cornier. See, there you go. And Ryan talk politics, policy, and events from an Edmontonian, Albertan, and Canadian perspective. And we have that one. We have Speaking Municipally, but the Dave Berta one will be probably more politically about for the Alberta elections there that's happening. So if you want to know a little bit more about Alberta elections and get a little bit more informed, this is a great podcast to go check out right now. And that is all on our website, albertapodcastnetwork.com. All right. Now we have a bunch of events, and if you guys go and check out, I put them all in the link this time. They're all there.
Hooray!
I did it beforehand. I did it before this show here, so it's in there. First off, we have the Bonfire Festival. This is happening from the Rapid Fire Theater, and this is happening on Friday, April 12th, Saturday, April 13th. And that's it. That's the final, times for this one. So go and check that out. Again, the times, and this is happening at the Citadel Theater, and Rapid Fire Theater. Press A to start 2019. And this, I don't want to even spin off the location, but go and check out the link. And this is going to be the McEwen Game Development Club would like to welcome everyone to their third annual Press A to Start. It's now a full day conference. Press A to Start 2019 features a full set of panels on the nuts and bolts of game development and game design, VR, storytelling, and marketing. Our showcase floor is bigger and better than ever and hosting a wide array of local talent across the province. Join us on April 20th in celebrating the best in games and interactive media that Alberta has to offer. And so if you guys are interested in that, press A to start. That is happening on April 20th. And tickets are on Eventbrite. And the links are down in the description below. DPX Spring 2019 is happening on May 3rd. This is happening at the Old Strathcona Performing Arts Center. And this is for you guys to get ready for the biggest direct play yet. This is 3 days of games, panels, and tournaments. All can be found in the description below. Free Comic Book Day is happening on May 4th. It's going to happen all over the city. I don't want to go into all the different places that you can go, but you can go check it out, the library, and all sorts of places. Okay, so go check out Free Comic Book Day. I don't have that one in the link below because there's just so many, and I don't want to promote any specific people, but there's so much going on. Dark Matter, Game On. And this is, I love Dark Matter. So this is like going to the Tell Us World of Science after hours. Have you ever done Dark Matters?
No, I haven't.
No one? It's absolutely fantastic.
I know you've been before and you like it a lot.
Highly recommend it just for anybody to go, especially, there's something about an adult night at the Tell Us World of Science is absolutely fantastic. They have, drinks, all sorts of stuff going on there. This is going to be gamer focused. So, this is just a whole gamer centric podcast tonight. Because all the events that I have are apparently gaming events. So game
almost like we knew who our guest was.
I know, it's so weird. And so this is happening at the Tell Us World of Science. So go and check that out. Absolutely fantastic event, and this is happening on May 16th. Back on April 20th, I don't know, didn't have this in order, but we have Faster Diviner Scry. YAG D&D is having their another YAG D&D thing that they do. Go check it. Have you ever seen YAG D&D? Absolutely fun. So much fun. And so you go check that out. This is happening at the Grindstone Theater. And yeah, once again, at April 20th. June 9th, we have the Edmonton Collector Con again. I swear, we finish one Collector Con and we just roll into the next one, right? So Collector Con is always in our purview. And so this is happening on June 9th at the Italian Cultural Center. Make sure you go check that out. All right. That is it. That is all. Oh, we have also the Calgary Expo, which is happening.
That little thing.
Oh, that little thing as well. So make sure you...
That old snatch.
Yeah. Make sure you go get your tickets for that. There's so many... I was talking about Shazam. Yeah, Zachary Levi is going to be there. Asher Angel and Jack Dylan Grazer as well, all from Shazam. Going to be at the expo. Go check that out. It's going to be fun. And that's happening on April 25th, 28th. Okay. Wow. So much happening. That is it. Thank you, Lindsay, so much for coming out tonight. It's been fantastic.
Thank you so much for having me. It was so much fun.
Gamers Den is an absolutely fantastic place. That's what you guys are doing there. It sounds absolutely fun. It's fantastic. Make sure people go check out the store. Go check out some of the events that are happening.
Yeah, we'll be at the Direct Play Expo as well. So if you are interested, you can come and see us there.
There you go. Is there any events that are happening at your store that you should tell people right now?
Yeah, you want to plug anything?
Sure. We have our Spark Your Interest War of the Spark pre-release tournaments. We're doing a Commander tournament right before the War of the Spark is pre-released on April 26th. So you can always sign up for that. It's $40 for 2 tournaments, and there's massive prizing. $600 worth of Masterpiece cards available for prizing. We also have our Blood Bowl school starting up, so if you're interested in fantasy football, come and contact us about that. Our Age of Sigmar Slow Grow League, and we're also going to be at the RPG-a-thon in July, so that'll be a fun event. So we'll be at lots of different summer. Yeah, we'll be at lots of different summer events, so that's very exciting.
And one more time for all our lovely listeners and viewers and folks at home, what are all the addresses and places people can find you?
So again, our physical address is 12728 127th Street, parking around in the back. Our website is www.gamersden.ca, and you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at GamersDenYEG.
Amazing!
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. And I want to thank everyone out there who's watching this edition. And if you like this, if you can just share this with your friends on social media. The Northern Nerdcast is a proud member of the Alberta Podcast Network, powered by ATV, and is produced by myself, along with Chelsea Thompson and Trina Schessel. You can also find more information about the Northern Nerd Network by checking us out on our Twitter at Northern_Nerd, on Facebook.com/Northern Nerd, on YouTube.com/Northern Nerd Network, or on our very own website, NorthernNerdNetwork.com. That's all the time we have, and I want to thank everyone out there for watching and or listening to this edition, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye!
Bye!